Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Top at our news at 5, travelers are left stranded again and an investigation just getting started. The computer problem grounds planes across the country and the effects are still being felt at this hour. Now, the problem was fixed this morning, but now the Department of Transportation wants to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
That's right. This map says it all. What you're seeing in red, that's the delays and cancellations across the country. The FAA lifted a ground stop just before 9, but it caused a backlog. FlightAware says nearly 8,600 flights were delayed today and 1,200 canceled. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is live at Metro Airport with the situation there. Hank, it's better, but this is another headache for travelers.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, what a mess this morning, not only for travelers here at Metro, but at airports all across the country. Let me give you the good news right now. Take a look here at the security line. There are no big lines. It is smooth sailing. Now I want to show you the board, which tracks the delays or cancellations. Right now, there aren't any. Everything is a go right now here from Metro, which is great news if you have a flight tonight. But as we said this morning, things were very different.
I'm ready to get out this cold weather. That's what I think. That's exactly what I think.
Passengers at DTW just wanting to take off this morning, but some were stuck. The problems first noticed by the FAA early this morning. A massive system failure affecting the alerts that airlines, crews, and airports receive regarding critical safety concerns shut down. As a result, more than 6,500 flights delayed, some canceled, all across the country and here in Detroit.
I got a text just a few minutes ago. I knew that there were some cancellations because I have a regular line.
So what caused this big technological mess? Well, investigators say they do not believe this was a cyber or cyber terror attack. Having said that, a full investigation now underway. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who has been working to hold the airlines accountable due to recent delays and cancellations, says these problems affecting passengers not acceptable.
We've been able to make some major gains in terms of accountability for airlines when it comes to their customer service. We equally have to make sure that FAA has the systems, the staffing, and the operations that it needs to serve air passengers well.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this was another huge headache for those of you traveling. We all remember the huge problems around the holidays, whether it was storm related or whether it was the airlines not having enough crews to get the planes off the ground. The Secretary of Transportation saying this cannot happen again. That's why this investigation is underway. We're also told that he'll be meeting tonight with the team from the White House as they work to figure out exactly what happened early this morning. We're live here tonight from Detroit Metro. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank. Back to you.
Figure it out so it doesn't happen again. Hank, before you go, what about passengers who weren't able to fly? What should they do?
Yeah, and there were a lot that we talked to this morning from Metro, and there could be some, concerns moving ahead to tomorrow also. Many of the major airlines, they are waiving those change fees. The airlines are working to rebook passengers. You really have to try to stay in line and in constant communication with the airline to try to get on that next flight. But again, the good news here tonight, if you are taking off this evening or tomorrow, it looks like most of the problems, at least here from Metro, have now been resolved. Back to you.
Okay, Hank, thank you.
Well, a former youth hockey sports doctor is facing new allegations of sexual abuse.
Vlevrone went before an Oakland County judge on 3 new counts today. It brings the total to more than 24. Jason Colthorpe was in Farmington Hills and has the developments from the courtroom.
Even the judge noted the mounting legal troubles now for Dr. Vlevrone, saying that all of these charges are far outweighing any sort of considerations he would give him for a reduction in bond, which he held firm at $250,000. Another arraignment on 3 new charges of criminal sexual conduct for Farmington doctor Vlevrone.
22H99221, 22C99624.
Vlevrone stood mute as his attorney waived the formal reading of the charges.
Reasonable bond in light of the fact that he is facing 10 criminal sexual conduct
charges out of this court alone and 2 out of the 48th District Court.
Dr. Vlevrone was first arrested and charged with 7 counts of criminal sexual conduct last October following a medical exam of a 19-year-old male at his home office the day before. 10 more charges followed quickly when more patients came forward. Vlevrone has pleaded not guilty to all 25 charges against him.
He's obviously disturbed by the allegations, and we've entered not guilty pleas and intend to defend the charges.
Dr. Vlevrone, a urologist, had been giving treatment and sports exams to mainly youth hockey players from high school and travel teams in Michigan and Minnesota for nearly 25 years.
Does he have an explanation to these charges, or does he think people are lying, or it's just they're making an error in judgment, or how does that?
Given the variety of allegations that have been made, I think it would be difficult to give you a blanket answer to all of those.
Again, the number of charges now at 25, but we're hearing from the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office of 2 more charges that should be coming very soon, which would bring the total number to 27. We're in Farmington Hills today. Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Well, tonight we are getting an alarming new look at the toll fentanyl is taking on our communities. The DEA announcing it seized 280,000 fentanyl-laced pills and 600 pounds of fentanyl powder in Michigan, Ohio, and northern Kentucky last year. That's enough for 19 million deadly doses of the drug. Megan Woods is talking to people who are fighting this drug every day. She joins us live in Warren. Megan?
Karen, for those who have their boots on the ground, like Macomb County's Family Against Narcotics, those numbers are alarming, but they're not a surprise. And it sends a very clear message to those people that more work needs to be done.
First it was the opioid epidemic and pain pills, and then people went to heroin. Anytime we try to tackle something, they come out with something else. Now it's fentanyl.
Chelsea Geddes is 2 years in her recovery process, but she's also helping others take the same path. She goes on the road with Harmless, Macomb County Families Against Narcotics Harm Reduction Support Team. Program Director David Clayton says they see the harm of fentanyl firsthand.
With fentanyl here in Macomb County specifically, I mean, we're really, seeing a lot of people die. A lot of people are dying of a preventable death. If naloxone was present or when an overdose happens, these deaths don't need to happen.
The DEA is reporting 379 million deadly doses of fentanyl seized in 2022. And David says it's no surprise.
We encourage people to carry naloxone on them. We also give people access to fentanyl test kits. So if they are going to use drugs, recognizing that this is going to happen, we can let them test their drugs for the presence of fentanyl.
But this team believes those numbers do send a message that more work needs to be done. And that includes expanding access to resources and breaking down the stigma. That's right, and when they pass out those test kits, they have cards like this that explain to people how to use them. Again, they are doing the best they can, but they believe that that needs to be expanded. The access and resources, things like that need to be expanded, and the stigma needs to go away because people can't get help if there is a stigma out there. Live in Macomb County, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Making a lot of important points there, Megan. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Damar Hamlin has been released from a Buffalo hospital more than a week after he went into cardiac arrest on the field during Monday Night Football. Hamlin was moved from Cincinnati to a Buffalo hospital earlier this week and has spent 2 days undergoing tests. His doctors say they are confident he can be safely discharged. Hamlin will continue his rehab with the Bills. Sky 4 over Comerica Park tonight, where something is coming that batters will be sure to like.
That's right. The team making some changes to those outfield fences. Bernie Smilovitz here now. They've been talking about this for years. I know, fans love that home run excitement.
Totally, absolutely. And this, remember, the stadium opened in 2000, so we're talking about 22 years of complaints, or 23 now. But it's been a big complaint of baseball fans in this town. Move them fences in so you can see more home runs and more home run robbing catches. Well, they listen. The fences are being moved in. We've got highlights. This is a rough look at how it will be. It's going to center field will go from 420 to about 412, everything just moves in about 10 feet or so. The height of the wall, though, in center goes from 8.5 feet to 7. The entire outfield wall will be reconstructed. Distances will change at different places. Center field is the starting place. Also, the changes in right field means Comerica will lose about 50 seats. Construction begins immediately, and it'll be in place for the start of the season, which means opening day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was strange, right, that different fields are different sizes.
Distances and everything. It's the
that.
only sport really that's not uniform.
Yeah.
If you think about it, hockey, baseball, rather football, basketball. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
We'll see
Bernie.
you in a little bit, Bernie.
Thank you.
Turning now to your forewarned weather. Taking a live look at Ann Arbor. We may see a few sprinkles out there tonight. It's a peek at what's to come.
Yeah, Kim Adams is here with a first look at your forecast. Hi there, Kim.
Hi there. Well, we, of course, get the sunshine 10 minutes before it's about to set, which is what's happening now in Detroit. The clouds thinned out a little bit downtown and a little sun peeking through, but that is going to quickly be replaced by clouds tonight and maybe just a brief shower around 7, 8 o'clock tonight. 43 in Detroit, 43 in Howell, 36 in Pontiac. That's the cool spot this hour. Mount Clemens also in the upper 30s, but we did make it to 45 degrees this afternoon out at Metro Airport. Keep in mind the normal high is only 32, so a very mild day for us. And it's warmer than it was yesterday by about 5 degrees in Ann Arbor, 4 degrees at Metro, and a degree warmer this afternoon in Mount Clemens. Here's your weather story. Umbrellas will be needed for Thursday, especially if you live on the east side, and then just a few snowflakes overnight Thursday night into Friday, and cold for the weekend, but dry. I'll have your forecast coming up.